please come up. Is Lib Connor out there?
Oh, yes, Lib's out.
Mrs. Elizabeth Connor, known affectionately as Lib, was born Elizabeth Saunderson on January 5, 1912. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, she's a quiet, unassuming, helpless little 81-year-old who told the reporters at the induction press conference the other day that it was about damn time she got inducted. Fishing friend of her daughter Anne, I've heard Lib Connor's stories over the years. But suffice it to say that after making literally hundreds of phone calls to fellow competitors, teammates, clubmates, and even loving family members, the one descriptor which came out of all the calls is that Lib Connor may well be the most eccentric public figure in the province. She's generous and cheap to the extreme. Her generosity sees her inviting people to her family camp on the Upsallquitch to fish salmon, but charging the same people gas money if she drives them to a golf match. Miriam Penny, who will be inducted later this evening, describes Lib Connor as a woman who always speaks her mind. She remembers her initial encounter with Mrs. Connor like it was yesterday. As a 25-year-old, Penny went to her first ever golf tournament at the old Ashburn Golf Course. She brought both shorts and a skirt, not knowing which would be most acceptable. When she saw that all the Brightwood competitors were wearing shorts, she put them on as well. After the match was over, Lib told her that if she wanted to feel welcome the next time she came to Ashburn, a skirt would be more appropriate attire. I did get examples of other eccentric behavior, like her drag racing on St. Margaret's Bay Road on the wee hours of Sunday mornings, and her dragging fellow golfers off to antique shows and heritage homes when they didn't want to go, even when they were paying for the gas. But perhaps we'd better move on to the aspects of Lib Connor which make up the reason she's here. Lib Connor has always been a keen and active athlete, involving herself in many sports over many years. She skied into her late 70s. In her first year of curling, she won the Babies Trophy and then continued to win in following years the Renouf and Moir trophies many times. She was a competitive tennis player when her husband Hal, an avid golfer, asked if she wouldn't give golf a try so that they could do something together. Lib cursed her way around the old Ashburn course, throwing minor temper tantrums for a few years, until she finally got her game to a level she could accept. She won her first club championship at Ashburn in 1939. From there, she went on to string a number of championships together that spanned 5 decades. The last... In 1973, she added to her Club Open Championship by starting a string of senior club championships as well, winning in 73, 77, and in 1980. From 1938 to 68, she was 5 times in 1947 and twice Maritime Champion, 1948 and 1952. Lib Connor was named to the provincial and Maritime golfers. Like so many of our inductees, she's given back to her sport as much as she's taken from it. She was instrumental in the formation of the Atlantic Senior Ladies Golf Association, which was incorporated in 1984. This is an organization to encourage a friendly spirit among all lady golfers who have reached the age of 50 years. She was rewarded for her efforts by being made honorary life president of that group. Provincially, she's been course rating chairman and zone chairman. In 1966, she was on the National Championship Committee. In '64, she gave the Connor Rose Bowl to the Nova Scotia branch to be awarded the runner-up in the Nova Scotia Open Championships. At the executive level, she held positions of handicap, club captain, and in 75-76 was president of Ashburn Golf Club. She's been generous with her time in other ways as well. In 64-65, she was president of the Halifax Curling Club. She was secretary of the Board of Governors of Nova Scotia College of Art for 25 years and director for 26 years, receiving an honorary doctorate from that institution in 1970. In the fall of last year, she received the Digby Lynch Award from Ashburn Golf Club, an award which recognizes outstanding sportsmanship and contribution to both golf and the club. Lib's husband, Hal Connor, tells a story which puts Lib Connor's golfing ability in perspective. During the days when Hal used to play to a 3 handicap, which if you're not familiar with golf means that he used to score all the time in the low 70s, he got a phone call from Lib one day asking if he couldn't get another good golfer and join Lib and a Western visitor, Ann Borswick, for a round of golf. Borswick had many times won the Canadian Championship. Hal got a local pro, Jack Manuel, and the four of them played the old Ashburn course. When they finished, Manuel, the pro, had a 75, Hal a 73, and the two women, Lib and Ann Borswick, had 72-71. If this didn't destroy Hal's male ego, another incident certainly did. It came about after Hal won a Truro golf tournament, only to be introduced at the award ceremony as Mr. Lib Connor. Some of her fellow golfers asked me to say that they were glad Lib is finally retired because her gimme putts were getting longer and longer as she got older. They were afraid she was going to over half a century of golfing service and achievements, a woman who will most notably be remembered because of her attitude to the game and her ability to make other female golfers look to her, for example, as the honest way one should conduct herself on and off the golf course. The woman her friends call the First Lady of Ashburn, Mrs. Elizabeth Connor.
Would Winnie Horton please come forward to assist in the presentation? Let's move over to center stage where you have always belonged. Lib, some of your friends have been talking loosely, and they've been telling little picadillos, and I just want to assure you that you have equal time to rebut. You know, do you know where some of these stories came from?
Well, Hal remembered them. I don't know where the others came from. I know he's not completely accurate. I mean, Sandy.
All right. You are always one for accuracy. Let's put it straight. Where are you, Hal? Stand up and be accountable. Oh, Sandy.
A few misstatements.
Oh, was there? There were a few misstatements? Oh, I see. Like what?
Would you like me to tell you why I wasn't inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Yes, I want you to tell me why you weren't inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Play baseball.
Nobody played played golf better than you did, Lib. Seriously. We go back a long time, you and me, back about 40 years. When I first came to these cities, you were the champion, the queen of all you surveyed. You were a remarkable golfer. Of all the titles you won, and there are so many, and Sandy listed them off, is there any one that you remember that stands out that was particularly satisfying?
The round that satisfied me the most and surprised me when I played 2 under par at Abercrombie.
2 under par at Abercrombie? Why did that surprise you?
Better than I usually am.
What year was that? Early in the career, earlier or later?
In the 60s.
Oh, in the 60s, in the middle of your career. You started at a very early age.
No, I didn't.
You didn't? You were 18?
No, I was 20.
You were 20? That's early.
It's early now, yeah.
It's early now. That's a true story that Hal asked you to play golf so he'd have somebody to play with?
He said if you want to see me, you want to learn to play golf.
Well, I don't think even Hal expected that you would achieve all of the great distinctions that you achieved over a lifetime, Lib.
I didn't think so either. But what I would like to say is long before I played golf, my father was the chairman of the Greens Committee at New Ashburn, and he established New Ashburn in 1923, having come from the Halifax Golf and Country Club at Goresbrook.
At Goresbrook, and he established Ashburn.
No, he established a part of the course.
Oh, part of the course. So you always felt quite at home in a family way.
I used to go there before it was a golf course.
Really?
Yes.
I won't pursue that one. I'll just leave that one alone. Libby, it's great to see you. It's great to see you on the stage where you always belong. And this is your night. You're marvelous. Thank you. Lib Connor, ladies and gentlemen.